All right, welcome back, everybody, for another Wednesday watch list. This is my quick rundown. Well, maybe not so quick, but this is my rundown of all the new books that are coming out this new Comic Book Wednesday. This week, we're talking about October 25th, 2023. So there's a lot of new stuff that's already pre-selling for good amounts. There's some cool covers, some creepy covers, some homage stuff. A lot of fun comics coming out this upcoming week, the last Wednesday before Halloween. And there's even a one per store thank you book that you should be keeping an eye out for too. So hopefully you're enjoying this list and this quick little rundown as we start off this week. Sorry this is a little bit late tonight, but I had to watch the Phillies lose Game 6 and just have to hope for them to pull out Game 7 tomorrow. But I still want to maintain this schedule and get this list out to you this week so you guys can get a heads up on your new books before new comic book day hits. And hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. Like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel as we are on our way to 3K. We need way less than 100 left. I think we need like 70 left. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can hit that mark and do some more big giveaways for all you viewers. And speaking of giveaways, make sure you come back this Wednesday on the tax show because I'm going to be giving away one of these. I got my two 1 in 10s, the business card, the Patrick Bateman American Psychos. This was number 2 on the CBSI Hot 10 list last week, and it's still selling pretty well. So you can get one of yours for free if you didn't pick one up. So all you got to do is watch live, and we're going to give one away on the show this week. And with that all said, you want to see what books I got running down for you this week, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. Alrighty, well, let's get this thing started off, and we'll start off with our buzz books. These are some of the books I've been hearing a little bit of buzz on the interwebs, on the Instagram, all those social media platforms, hearing people talking about and looking forward to these. Some of these for the last few weeks because FOCs, people get a lot of a head start on a lot of these books. So, with that said, we're going to wrap up that Trick or Treat series, that Christy Zullo Trick or Treat cover series from DC. The last 2 of the 8 cover set are coming out this week. We're getting a Harley Quinn, and we are getting a Wonder Woman for Wonder Woman number 2. So Harley Quinn's issue 33, Wonder Woman issue 2. We may see these books, other covers for these books later on in the show, but for the buzz section, I just wanted to talk about the Halloween Trick or Treat books because these are pretty cool. I like these. I did order a set. I didn't get it yet because, well, the books weren't out. These are the last 2. So hopefully I'll be getting my set in the next week or so. I thought it was just easier than try to track these down and run these down at shops. So I found a place online that was basically selling them for cover. And I said, you know what? Good enough for me. So that's what I did. That said, speaking of the spooky season, Trick or Treat, Halloween coming, we are getting a James Tynion start to a 4-issue miniseries starring Dracula, classic Dracula. So, Universal Monsters, he's doing a 4-issue series, like I said, based on the classic Dracula character. This is the cover A, coming out of Image. There is a Middleton B cover. There is also a blank if you are up to get blanks. There are some store exclusives as well if you want to go and spend some extra money on things like that. There's a pretty cool connecting cover set coming out for local comic shop day, but that's not until later next month. It's about a month out. It's right the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is a local comic shop day. So, there will be a couple of cool covers there for this book as well. But the other one you want to look for this week is that Lunar gave a thank you book, 1 per store thank you to all of their shops. So keep an eye out for this one at your shop as well. Since it's a 1 per store, since it's a thank you book, there is no suggested retail price. So stores, your shop, can ask whatever they like. Maybe they even give it to some of their best customers. I don't know how your shop handles their business. Just saying, go take a look if you're interested in getting this, you're going to say it's pretty limited because it's limited to 1 per store or 1 per Lunar account, I should say. Not Diamond account. I think this is a Lunar giveaway because Image is now running through Lunar like DC. That said, still pretty cool cover, pretty cool thing to go and find. There are some pre-sales to give you a kind of a heads up. This thing has sold from as cheap as $10 to as high as $40. Most kind of in that $20 to $30 kind of range. So those are the 2 kind of benchmark outliers. But if you look at the listings as well, we're talking about a lot of $30 asks and some $40 highs as well. But cheap ones pop up here or there. And again, go to your actual shops and see what they might do for you. Because again, if you're a good and loyal customer, maybe they give it to you for a deal. Because again, who knows? Or maybe the shop owner just wants it for themselves. Doesn't hurt to go and check. Doesn't hurt to ask. Doesn't hurt to go and see if you are interested in checking this book out. I don't know. Maybe you're a big Tinian fan. Maybe you're a big Dracula fan. Or you're just in the spirit of Halloween. Whatever that case may be, if you're interested in this book, go check out your shops. Now, this could have fallen into the reading section, but I have this in the buzz section because of another spoiler cover coming. What series are we talking about? Well, pretty much running all the spoilers these days. Sticking with Skybound, sticking with Image, Void Rivals. So, Void Rivals issue 5. Looking forward to reading this. I've been enjoying this run. It's only been 5 issues now. Looking forward to issue 5, seeing where this story goes. They keep dropping in new connections to the old Transformers universe. I'm excited by that. I get a kick out of seeing these characters, like the quintessence. And with that said, this is the A cover. There is a B cover. There is also a Walking Dead 20th anniversary, 20 years, whatever, kind of homage, mix-up, mash-up, whatever you want to call it. So there's that out there as well. Incentives, too, if you're looking for a 1 in 10 or a 1 in 25. And then the 1 in 50 is that spoiler cover. I'm going to spoil it. So if you don't want to know what it is, don't look. But it's kind of been out on the internet for a while now, so it's not really that big of a spoiler anymore. And I already name-dropped what's on that cover, which is the quintessence, but like the triple-headed one. And it's really cool. I remember it from the animated movie. Really cool. 1 in 50. Already pre-selling for $75, $90, $120. Those are some early, well, no, October 21 for that $75. October 15th on 121. I mean, it's still within the last week or so, those pre-sales. And as far as asking prices go, I only found one left, and it is an auction that's still running for a couple of days at $62 right now. So we'll see where that one ends. I actually did end up paying for one of these because I missed it on a pre-order. And it is a 1 in 50. I do like this cover a lot. And again, it's just for me. I'm not investing in this book. I'm not saying it's going to go up. I'm not saying it should go up in value. I found it for a price that was just a little bit above ratio that I was willing to pay. Made an offer. Offer was accepted, so I bought it. I usually don't pay ratio or even like above ratio, but this one, like I said, I kind of wanted it, just like I wanted the issue 4. Just wanted it. It's just for me. I had the money, so I decided to spend it, on this book. Not saying anybody else should. You guys do what you want. But with that said, I'm still looking forward to reading this. But as far as the other things that I'm going to read, let's get into my reading list as well. These are books that are just going to be on the top of the pile, along with Void Rivals and probably Dracula. I'm probably going to check out Dracula too, kind of curious there, for this week. A bunch of stuff, a lot of comics coming out this week. So don't take this the wrong way if I didn't list some of the books that I'm going to try to read as part of the top of the list. But, I had to pick and choose a little bit. I'm not giving you all the covers for some of these just because there's a lot to get through this week. So Gone. Going back to Distillery. Gone by Jock. Looking forward to this. It's like that oversized, almost magazine-sized, thick, prestige format. Black, like DC Black Label, like one of those big guys. So it's got a heftier cover price, but I like this cover, so that's why I just picked this one. Multiple covers. There's incentives as well. I just want to check out this issue of Gone. Up next, I also want to check out Plot Holes. This is issue 3. Kind of a weird kind of story, whether you're taking these fictional characters, putting them together in like this real world of sorts. Curious. I've read other stories very similar to this, but I'm kind of curious to see where this comic is going to go. And I do like Sean Murphy's art and storyline, so I'm into this. This is issue 3. Multiple covers on this one as well. We're going to get to one of the other covers later on, but again, go check them out if you're interested in the other covers. Sorry, I didn't give you the whole breakdown, but these I kind of added last minute. But Plot Holes 3 is another book I want to check out, along with a new Boom book, Slow Burn. Yeah, it's like a criminal kind of thing, like a heist, but they're kind of lay low. Like, I don't know. I'm into that kind of thing too. So I'm interested in checking out this Slow Burn. Like, I think they fled from like some robbery or something in New York at some Pennsylvania mining town. Kind of reminded me of like Nothing But Trouble. Remember that Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase movie? I hope that we don't see those characters. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Bobo and Little Devil. But anyway, Slow Burn is something that's got a couple of covers. And like I said, I'm kind of curious. I want to check this out. I just want to read it. Sounds like it could be a good story. So going to grab this one, check this out too. I believe the writer is a novelist as well. So you usually get decent stories when you got like novelists, especially like crime novels, will give you a good crime story, usually. Maybe they don't have the complete pacing of comics down, but we'll see, And finally, I think on the reading list here, we do have Something Is Killing the Children, wrapping up this arc, almost. Not saying this is the end. This is 34. 35 will be the last of this arc because they've been doing like 5-issue chunks. But here we go. This is the cover A. I'm not giving you all the covers. Again, there's multiple covers here as well. There's like a trick or treat one. There's like a black and white version of it. The only other cover I'm going to show you apart from the cover A, which I'm not really that big a fan of the cover A, and I think they're doing a foil version of this for local comic shop day next month. But the one that did kind of catch my eye is the one at 50. High ratio incentive. I get it, but it's a Raza, and it just looks pretty cool. I don't know. I like it. I dig this. A lot going on. Like the window glass, and it looks like the fog up, and then the lettering. I like this, but it's probably too pricey for me. I already bought one expensive book this week. I don't think I can do two, because this book, 1 in 50, pre-sales. Well, pre-sales have been about as high as 100. There was an $80 sale. There was a $40 sale. Yeah, not too bad. Might have been interested there, but I only found one listed, and that one's looking for almost $100. So probably not going to buy this one. But it's out there if you are interested. All right, that's the stuff I definitely want to check out. Other things that caught my eye, well, for the wrong reasons, we're going to put in the WTF. See, I'm getting all tongue-tied. The WTF section.
WTF, Gary. WTF. What the fuck does WTF mean? What the fuck? Oh,
yes, so for this section, these are comics that I don't know what the hell's going on here. First up, Star Trek, the Halloween books. Halloween. Yeah, this is just a weird mashup. It looks like, I guess it's a Klingon with a creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know. It's just got a weird look to it. It's just something off about it. So I put it in here. You know, what's going on here? Almost as much as, I think this is the B cover for Ice Cream Man, but who are these little dudes? Who are the Figgly Bumps? I don't know. I'll admit I'm a little curious, but I'm a little weirded out too about these little dudes with little shotguns, and that dude's got a Gatling gun like Jesse Ventura and Predator. Don't know what's going on here, but the Figgly Bumps apparently mean business. I don't know. Anyway, new number ones is the next section I want to get into. So a lot of stuff coming out, and a lot of new number ones. Not all of the new number ones are going to be in this section either. I just picked a few to spotlight. Some of the other number ones are falling into other categories that we have for this show. If you guys know, I like to categorize things, and so we got to mix and match here and there. First one up, Hellboy. Hellboy, it's the season. I'm into this. We get one-shots this time of year, and giant robot Hellboy. I think this is a Duncan Riallo. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Or I forget it. Wait, I don't know. Duncan Frigato. I get the names all messed up. That's who did this cover. Pretty cool. And then there is a Mignola on the B cover here, too. Pretty cool. So this is one to keep an eye on. Again, I'm not giving prices on this. This is just a new book that's coming out. Kind of curious. Almost put in the reading section, but since it was a one-shot, a new number one, I figured I'd put it in the number one section. Along with this Hallows Eve one-shot. So if you're into this kind of thing, you're into this character, I'm still not completely sold on this character. I like the design's not bad, but I don't know. But we got another one-shot for Hallows Eve. This is the A cover. There are a couple other covers here as well. There's a B and there's a C. And then there is a big high ratio 1 in 50 as well. Here you go with that. So it's just a virgin version of that cover A. Big surprise, Marvel. Big surprise. But with that said, we did have a sale. $60. That was back in September. So it's about a month ago. Somebody pre-bought one of these for a little over ratio. But right now, the asking prices are a little steep. About $100, 150, 85, 125. I don't know. We'll see. You got, a lot of fishing goes on this time of year. I mean, this time of the week. So heading right into the new Comic Book Wednesday, some of these ratios, high incentive ratios particularly, are going to have some pretty steep asking prices. Some of them will take best offers and they're seeing what they can get. Others are just have high prices just to have high prices, and they want to sell them for those high marks. So if you want to pay for them, go ahead. If you don't, don't. That's all I can tell you. That said, another book that's also going to have high ratio incentive eventually is Captain Marvel. Another Captain Marvel. I think this is volume 10, if I'm not mistaken, but who can be sure? Marvel renumbering, who can be sure? But we can be sure that apart from those high ratio incentives I was talking about, there are a lot of other covers. We got new champions covers. We got, they call this one the window shades, but it doesn't look like window shades to me. It looks like outside the side of a ship, but maybe that's the play on it. I don't know. But that's the Todd Knock one. Then there's also a pretty cool Sway and a Bartel. And oh, it looks like I duped up the one by accident. The window shades one or whatever. Doesn't matter. A lot of covers. Point being, including some ratios and some foils. So we got a foil over there with the David Nakayama, not bad. We got a 1 in 25, where it looks like she's giving us the finger, but she's not. She's doing like a come on, but if you look real quick, it looks like you're getting the finger. And then Bartel 1 in 100 Virgin there in the middle. Since that's the highest ratio, that is also the one that's got a couple of sales and asking prices worth noting. So let's just get into that one. 1 in 25 is basically around ratio. $160 and $105 for that 1 in 100. Yeah, so right around ratio. 160 is above it. That was on October 17th, so that was pretty recent for that 160 sale. Asking prices, well, $200, $220, and then $73. So there's a cheap one out there. I don't know if it's still there when I did this, but earlier yesterday, I guess, I think is when I did a lot of these clips, there was one under ratio, but the others are double ratio. Going fishing, so seeing what they can get. Moving on. We got to get this moving. I got a lot of books to go through this week. Alan Scott, Green Lantern #1. Another new #1. So you want to follow old school, original, OG Alan Scott Green Lantern? Well, we got a new series for you. Cover A, we got a foil version of it if you're into that. And there's also a B and C versions there as well. Yeah, pretty cool. Something to check out if you're into that. I don't know. I like Hal Jordan, but I don't know if I'm going to be down to get the Alan Scott. I do like the JSA stuff, but mostly when they're all as a team, because I like the character interaction with the old school, Jeff Johns JSA run. I liked the huge cast. Like, I did like that. When they break them off in individuals, I don't get into it as much. Just personal thing. But it's also, I don't have that much time to keep up with all these books. But we do got another Amazon Attacks. So this is volume 2 of Amazon Attacks. New #1. See, we got a new mixture of characters. Looks like Nubia is joining the crew. We got Mary Marvel in there. And is that Yara Flora? I can't remember her name. You remember this follow-up Wonder Woman? Whatever. Other Wonder Woman Amazon type characters in the series. Other covers for you as well if you want to go buying those. These are all cover price versions of them, but there are a pair of incentives too. There is a 1 in 50, a 1 in 25, and a 1 in 50 there in the middle. 1 in 50 is just over like ratio with some of the pricing and sales, and are hanging right around that $50 to $60 mark. So we'll see if that one goes anywhere before the end of the week. But I didn't make a slide for it, but I did want to note that when I looked. The 1 in 25 is kind of lingering right around ratio and a little bit under, so no movement there yet, but we'll see. Homage section. This was shorter until I added some last minute. So let's get into it. Ms. Marvel, The New Mutant. Issue 3 now has another pair of Ms. Marvel homages. Here, she's going to homage her own title, which was issue 3 of, I think, her first run. All right, it's pretty close 1 for 1. I'm not in love with this one. It's okay. I don't know why we needed an homage of this cover, but we got one. The next one is an X-Men homage, which I kind of like. Old school, classic. This is a Terry Dodson. It's a team one. And you can see here it is an homage to Uncanny. Well, it's actually just X-Men 139. They didn't actually formally take the Uncanny part of the title until a couple issues later. Even though it does read Uncanny X-Men, it was still technically called X-Men at that time. So 139, pretty cool. So if you're into that kind of thing. Gargoyles. Well, Dynamite's given us a plethora of covers, including a Savage Dragon one. Because, can't get enough Eric Larson Savage Dragon goodness. Again, if you're interested, cover price. I think there's a Virgin incentive version as well. That's like a 1 in 10 or something low like that. But hey, Dynamite. Told you. Tons of versions, tons of copies, tons of covers. Walking Dead has also had a ton of covers. I mentioned we had that one earlier. The 20 years. I could have put a crap load of these in here, but I decided just to pick one for this week. I mean, over the last few weeks, I've been doing a bunch of these 20-year kind of homage covers where they're kind of mixing matching characters together. So here we have I Hate Fairyland, mixing it in with The Walking Dead. It's the classic Michonne cover from issue 19. So yeah, not bad. But again, I just picked this one as an example. There's been a bunch of these throughout the month. Maybe I'll do a short collecting all of them together one of these days. All right. Guilty Pleasure, if you will, series. I just find these books funny. Money Shot. Money Shot number 5. This cover that I found doesn't even have the trade dress attached to it, but I'm sure it will have the trade dress on it. But this is the B cover. This is, well, as you can see, it's still Cherry Pop-Tart. She's still hanging around, mixing it up with these characters. But I thought it was kind of funny that they decided to homage Secret Wars 2, issue 6, for some ungodly reason. So Cherry being the Beyonder. Cool. I'm laughing, but I did order this, and I am going to read this. Again, could have been in the reading section, but that's, again, me, as I like reading this stupid-ass story, but it is an homage cover. That's why I put it in this section. A couple of others. These were the late editions. We had a Ribbon Queen movie poster. Again, they've been doing a lot of these horror movie poster homages here for Ribbon Queen. This is a classic, obviously. You see Friday the 13th. Plot Holes, I mentioned before, also has an homage here. This time it's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Again, classic image, instantly recognizable. And then even Rick and Morty this week has, again, pretty recognizable homage here. This time to the Lord of the Rings. I think it's the animated feature or whatever from way, way back. But still, pretty fun, pretty cool stuff if you're into that kind of thing. Up next is, again, got to keep it moving, right? 20 minutes in, I'm not even halfway through the deck. Interlocking covers. Not a lot of these this week. In fact, we really only have the one that kind of jumped out at me, and that is Uncanny Avengers. What is it, issue 3? Both of these are for the same issue, so you got to double buy this issue if you want both covers to make this larger image of the Avengers X-Men team, Uncanny Avengers. But here you go. You take that, and you can slide this one over. Boom. Big squad shot. Pretty cool. I just think it kind of sucks that they make you buy the same comic twice. At least when they scatter it over multiple books, you get different comics and then you build this story, or multiple issues in a run, something like that. But this is the same book twice. Ugh. Speaking of which, this book also has a wraparound. Granted, that does not fit this category for interlocking, but I just felt like showing it because I kind of liked it. This is a David Nakayama video game little thing, but it's a wraparound. So you got Cap on one side, and you got, if you fold it out, we'll get Wolverine on the other. So the wraparound cover, still pretty fun. I do like these kind of Street Fighter-esque fighting covers that David Nakayama does. But again, I'm biased. You guys know by now. I'm a David Nakayama fan. And thank you again, Sarah, for the trade. I did get my Extracts book. I know that's nothing to do with New Comic Book Day, but we're talking David Nakayama. I had it behind me. I felt like I'd just show it off and again say thank you to Sarah. With that said, let's keep it rolling. Later prints. What do we got this week? We got some second prints. We got second prints for Creepshow. What is it? Creepshow issue 1. We got World Tree, the final issue 5. We got a second print of that one. You guys know how many printings we had of all the other versions of all the other issues. We got a facsimile print of old school OG Alan Scott Green Lantern here in All American Comics, number 16. So, introducing the Green Lantern. You can go and get this for $7 too, by the way. But thankfully, there's no foils. It's just the one, as far as I can tell for now. But if you did want foils, well, don't worry. DC has you covered. Not on this second print for Wonder Woman number 1. This is a Jim Lee cover. Pretty awesome. I am a Jim Lee fan. I do like this. I don't know if I need this one in foil, but they're offering it anyway. So you can have it in the regular, or you can have it in the foil. I think the foil is like $10 too, something like that. Mentioned this weeks ago, also was part of the CBSI Hot 10, moving some of these original copies, but we are getting the facsimile for Uncanny X-Men 129. A lot of times when these facsimiles come out, it renews and resparks interest in the original issues when they're announced. So, I don't know. It's just something I've noticed, a trend that happens, if you will. But facsimile for 129 is coming out this week. Again, no other versions, no foils or blanks that I can see so far, just the regular old facsimile. Dark Droids issue, 2, is also getting a second print. Pretty fun. Just got a little second print box there down by the barcode. That's how it jumps out at you. And then, of course, Marvel being Marvel, we have to have a couple of these incentives too. Starting off with Daredevil, number 1, second print. Pretty cool. I kind of like this cover. You got the two, got the Elektra Daredevil, you got the Matt Murdock Daredevil. Not a bad cover alone there. New art. I'm pretty sure this is new art. I don't think this is interior. I think this is new art. Could be interior. It doesn't matter. Point being, everybody's gravitating towards the 1 in 25, of course, which is a virgin version of B cover of issue 1. Yeah, take a minute to look at it. It just doesn't have the barcode or the little Marvel box with the numbering. Trade dress is built into the image, so the trade dress is still there. So Virgin version really is a very slight change. But it's still a second print incentive book. God knows there's not going to be a bunch of these out there. I get it. I know that's why you guys like collecting them, because they're rare, whatever. But still, I just think it's a money grab, and I don't partake personally. $30 to $60 have been some early pre-sales. I only found one listed, and they want over $150 for this. 1 in 25. Yeah. Found one over $150. I doubt it sells for that price, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see as the week goes on. But that's not enough for you. Wolverine's got one for you. Pretty cool cover here with the Wendigo with the Wolverine claws. But this is Wolverine 37, second printing. If you're wondering why they second printed this, well, this is the Great Capullo cover here on the 1 in 25, which is the black and white version of not only the Capullo B cover, but also the 1 per store Virgin version of it. Honestly, the layout of the black and white is the best. Trade dress down below made no sense. Trade dress above makes perfect sense. Last Man Standing Part 1, putting it in that empty space, also made perfect sense. The regular B cover as well as the 1 per store Virgin, it's too much dead space, too much empty space for my taste. Unless you're getting a remark or something on there done by Capullo, I don't know what to do with all that blank sky. But it is what it is. And as you might guess, people are buying these. And in prices anywhere from $60 to $80 on the recent sales. Asking prices, well, we did have one auction that's going. It's only at about $20, but then $150, $240. Some outrageous asks for this 1 in 25. If you ask me, I think it's outrageous. You guys might think it's perfectly reasonable and say, hey, how many are there? Supply, demand. Go ahead. I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying, personally, there's no way I'm pulling out my wallet for prices like these. That's all. That's just me. But we'll see if anybody else does. So far, they haven't. They've paid over double ratio at like the 60, even up to $80, going to triple ratio. But we're talking 240. Jesus, I don't even want to do the math on that. That's like 10 times almost. Almost. That said, I don't know if I put this section in here yet. I have been planning on it for a while, but if not, it's new to this show. Negative space. I do like a good negative space cover. JTC, John Tyler Christopher, does a bunch of these. I'm a fan. But let's see. We have a selection of them for this week. Starting off with Negaduck. Yep, Negaduck. Pretty cool. You got the yellow there. You know, it's like the reverse Darkwing Duck kind of evil version. Whatever. Negaduck. And since it's Dynamite, there's a Virgin version of it. So, boom. Got that. Speaking of John Tyler Christopher and Captain Marvel #1, told you there's a bunch of covers. There is also a negative space Captain Marvel. So if you're interested, you can get this one. I might have to get it because it kind of fits in with the collection of other ones that I have. I got a bunch of them. I even got a bunch of them graded. So I might have to go and try to find this one just to add to the pile. That said, another one we have here is, oh, this is not cover price. My mistake. This is actually a 1 in 50 for Action Comics. What is that, 1058? This is the 1 in 50 for that book. So, soups, logo, all blends together. Pretty cool. Like I said, it's a 1 in 50, but pre-sale prices as low as 30, a couple for 60, so a little bit above ratio there. Asking prices 55, and then the other ones are 130 and $140. The $130 one up top there is packaged with just a regular, like a B cover, but it's that Carla Cohen, which isn't bad. But still, so that means the bulk of the price is still built into the 1 in 50, not the other book. So they're just kind of throwing that one in kind of for free, or, you know, to kind of pad the stats a little bit. That said, interesting book. I don't know where the price is going to land on this one either, but we'll see. Covers. Shoot, we're already 30 minutes in. I still like halfway in. Covers. All right, let's get it moving. Speaking of that Carla Cohen, I like it. It's a solid cover. If I were to get this book, I'd probably grab this one, but there are other contenders here as well. Just to show you, Delato is, well, that's not in the middle, but over on the side there, the Delato spotlights. So we got a Soups doing Delato. Pretty cool. The 1 in 25 is kind of interesting as well. if you're into that kind of thing. It's got the whole Thanksgiving Day parade kind of a vibe going there with a big Batman balloon. Kind of fun. Moving on. Batman, Brave and the Bold, number 6. This is the cover A. Solid. This skull is pretty badass. On a B cover, we got Frank Miller style Dark Knight kind of throwback look there on one of these. And then we have a see-through girl. I can't remember her name, but she reminds me of that indie book. What is it? Captara or something like that? Or begin with a K. Anyway, those are your version. That's the 1 in 25. But again, the DC character, I can't remember what her deal was. Sorry. Just trying to rush. So we're going to keep going. Detective Comics. I love this cover. Just something 1075. I don't know. It looks like a novel. It looks kind of like, I don't know. I just think the layout of it, I dig it. So just going to get this regular cover personally, even though I think it's Kelly Jones. It's okay. Kind of snow night thing going, Gotham by street lights. I don't know. And then pretty cool bats there flying out of the moon. Really solid 1 in 25 here. And then a black and white version for the 1 in 50. Something creepy about like the fangs and the head with the face still in the head. So it's like he's looking at his mask, but there's still a head side of it with fangs. So kind of a cool cover. I kind of dig it, but not selling for anything or above or ratio or anything like that. So if you're interested, you could probably still get a hold of those. Up next, Green Arrow. It's got a couple of cool covers. Green Arrow mixed with Black Canary with the target, like so the circles or interplay. You can see what I'm talking about. I like it. Pretty cool. That is the 1 in 25 is Francesco Mattina, I believe, on that one as well. It's Green Arrow number 5. More cool stuff. Penguin also has a couple interesting covers. I like the blood dripping umbrella there. It's kind of a fun little thing there, as well as the Spotlight by Delato. Can't go wrong with a Delato. And then the 1 in 25, I like the perspective of the penguin walking in the puddle. I don't know, just a different take, different angle, unique kind of a cover layout. So thought it was kind of cool just to kind of show. Once again, not doing anything. If I'm not giving you prices, they're basically selling for around ratio or less. So just in case you're curious on that 1 in 25 or the other ones that I just ran through. Speaking of which, Harley Quinn, number 33. We had the Trick or Treat book at the start. Here are the other books. This is the cover A. Hey, there's some rabbit here. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been reading this, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know who this bunny is. I don't know if this bunny matters. But I do like this Jenny Frison cover. It looks like an old beat up pulp novel kind of thing. I think that's kind of cool. So definitely have one of those in my pile. The Delato's not bad too. If you like that, they got a Delato. And then the 1 in 25 is, it's okay. I didn't really care for the 1 in 50, so I didn't even bother putting it in the deck to show you. But the 1 in 50 wasn't, didn't really do it for me. But that Frison is really cool. And the Delato's not bad too. And speaking of Delato, I'm starting off with the Delato on the Flash. There's other covers here. I'm not showing you all of them, just showing the ones that kind of jumped out at me. I kind of like that one. I kind of like this villain, or I guess it's a character profile, the Stillness. Thought that was a cool looking cover there, as well as the Bjorn Barons, one right over there. So figured I'd show those. Also, there's incentives, other covers as well, but not giving you all that. Wonder Woman. We mentioned her again at the start with that Trick or Treat cover. We're getting issue 2. Pretty fun, reflective, with their bands, So you got reflections going on in there. You got stars and things bouncing off. Not bad for the cover A. A lot of covers here, too. I like the Samney in the middle with the invisible jet behind her. I also like the Tedesco there. Classic throwback. She's got like the little booty short things going on. And then we got another Delato character spotlight. So many good covers here. You can't go wrong with picking and choosing, I don't think. Grab whichever one you like best. And, just go with it. Couple incentives too. There's a 1 in 25 that's okay, and the 1 in 50 is a virgin version of that cover A. So if you're into that, those are out there as well. Again, prices, ratio or less. So nothing really big to report there. Spawn has a cool, I think this is cover B technically, the Kale Nagu, I always say the names wrong. Awesome looking Spawn cover though. I thought this series up next is a series I thought was really kind of silly. It's not really for me, even though my son's been binge watching all the Stranger Things. But Turtle Stranger Things, I really don't care about this title. But this cover was kind of cool. I don't know, something with Shredder upside down and then the Turtles. I thought this was a cool cover. So I figured I'd show this one off. So as much as I think the other covers are kind of crappy and the storyline is just kind of, all right, whatever. I like this cover. So that made the deck. along with Jean Grey, number 2. This is just the B cover. Sway, another good one. Another good cover. Josh Sway has been killing it. But not an incentive. I figured this would have been an incentive, but no, this is just the B cover. We will have an incentive for this book, I think, later on. But for now, we're just going to move on to a Dark Droids cover, which pretty awesome Chopper. Big fan of Chopper. I like the R2 also in this kind of this very simple, not want to say simplistic, but very limited color palette kind of style. So I like this Chopper. I like the R2 that came before it. Probably going to try to grab this one as well. Going back to Uncanny Avengers, which had those connecting covers and that wraparound cover. There's also the cover A here, which, you know, you got Deadpool, big hole in the middle of them. Just kind of fun, kind of jumped out at me. So even for a cover A, I thought it was worth a mention. Just like this C cover, I think it is technically for Dark X-Men. I don't know. Archangel, kind of cool. Gambit, pretty cool. I liked it. So it ended up here because I think the B cover is technically the Scotty Young, which also kind of fun. So Madeline Pryor there, Goblin Queen, little goblins. Yeah, not bad. Which will take us into our creepy cover section. Sorry, just needed a quick drink to keep going here. We're running near the end. We're coming near the end, but we're over a half hour. Creepy covers. Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. Yeah, so we got some demons in the back. This is the flops. You guys know. Big fan of flops. Collected all the flops covers I could. I think I got most of them, all of them. If not, I got Kickstarter ones, incentives, etc. But here is a regular cover price version that you can go and grab to add to your flops collection. So, Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer, number 2. This next book just kind of skull. Again, another skull out of DC this week. Just kind of grabbed me. Because at first, this Steelworks, it's like, okay, there's a skull glowing. But if you look into those eyes, that's where it catches you. That's where this is creeping me out. When you look in here, I don't know if you can see that eyeball in there. It looks like it's looking back at you. That's where this one got me and put it into the creepy cover. It's not just because it's a skull. It was that eyeball looking back, which is a nice little detail, if you ask me. But, oh, I double dipped with the Spawn. I don't think I meant to put it in, well, I guess we can consider it creepy. Doesn't matter. Either way, we already saw it. You can figure out where you like it either. Yeah, as well. You like it in the creepy section because he's got fangs? Whatever. Good cover. Bryn Mawr. Zombies coming out of the water. I mean, it's always kind of creepy when you think about it because you don't know what's under the surface of the water. It could really, you know, the fear of the unknown. That kind of gets at you. So, I get it. And you got that like lighthouse kind of, it's kind of spooky in the background too. Dark Spaces Dungeon. Can't go wrong with just eyeballs and an arm coming out of like a manhole in the middle of the woods. Just, again, fear of the unknown. Really well done here with that stark, snowy background. And then you just have this deep pit. And all you see is an arm, a dead arm coming out. And these dead eyes just staring right back at you. Pretty well done. This is, I think, the regular cover. But there is a 1 in 75 virgin version of this. Whew, IDW, you're killing me with these. And then there's a 1 in 100 that's got this weird bloody puppet and family photo. So that is kind of, you know, kind of messed up on its own. But a 1 in 75 and 1 in 100 for this? I don't know many places ordering that many to get these books, but they're out there. Captain Marvel, we got another one. This time, Stormbreakers, she's zombified, so we got her here. Speaking of zombies, Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood. Pretty awesome Delato here with this messed up zombified Wolverine. I dig this cover. Again, I like the cover. The three colors, you got me. The other covers here on this are pretty good too. We got I forget who all the art. Lionel Francis Yu, it looks like Bjorn Barons. Again, these are solid covers. So this whole series looks to be interesting. Maybe worth a pickup. Don't know about the guts yet. There's also a 1 in 10, I think a 1 in 25, and a 1 in 50 there in the middle. So more incentives, more good covers. And then there's even a high ratio 1 in 100, which is a virgin version of that awesome Delato. I'd love to get this, but a 1 in 100, and at these prices, not for me. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, well, let's see here. Pre-sale prices. $250. Yes, one sold for only $87. That was back in September. Then once it hit October, there was a best offer for $150. So I don't know what they accepted. But then another sale, October 20th, $250. for this 1 in 100. Granted, that is probably a deal. There's probably a best offer there, but it's not showing as a best offer. That would be my guess. But even so, still a lot, whether it be 250 or even close to that. Asking prices on this, well, there's one at auction that's still got 5 days left. It's at ratio at $100. Then there's a couple others listed for $230 and $250. So this is not a cheap book by any stretch. Shops might order a lot of these. I don't know how many exclusives there might be, but it is a #1. It is the kind of the season for something like this. So I can see orders being a little heavy, but still, not many will get 100. So I like it, but we'll have to keep an eye on these prices and see if this ends up making the hot list at the end of the week. I don't know. It's got a chance. It's got an interesting start, but we'll see. Just because one copy sells, it doesn't mean, you guys know by now. It doesn't mean I'm going to put it on the list as being hot because one copy sold. You got to show me a little bit of something, whether it be price increases or movement, volume, something. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, we're 40 minutes in. We got to speed through this. Cheesecake covers. We still got cheesecake covers. I think I still got incentives to go too. Cheesecakes, I threw a couple extras in here. It might be borderline whether they fit or not. Starting off with Alice Never After, #4. This was the, I think the reveal cover, like the last minute kind of cover, the Tula Lotte cover, which I think is actually sold out at Midtown for just this regular cover, but not selling for anything on the aftermarket yet. There is a 1 in 25, which is a black and white version of this one as well. Only a couple of sales. Nothing really big to write home about yet. I mean, one did sell for 60 for this 1 in 25, and then the others were only for 18 bucks. So they kind of offset each other there, but there's none listed. So I don't know where this one might land. It's worth keeping an eye on. This Never After Tula Lotte black and white. Grim Fairy Tales Oz one shot or something. I don't even know what the whole I was going to put it in here, but the title was so dang long, I just didn't bother. Didn't even give you the regular cover A. There's like multiple covers here as well, but I thought these were kind of cool, fit into that Alice theme here. So I did like this cover here, as well as these other 3 as well. Another Alice looking, and the other 2 don't seem to have anything to do with Alice. So there you go. But they were kind of good cheesecake covers, so I figured I'd throw them in here. But it's Zenescope, so are you surprised? Shouldn't be. All right, more borderline cheesecake here. We'll go with Power Girl. Yeah, this is just the cover A, so we won't say this Gary Frank is really cheesecakey, but just wanted to give you an introduction to Power Girl. Even this B cover is kind of, I don't know if it really fits. Next one, maybe a little bit more so. Could have got like the, kind of goofy poses and whatnot. Then we got this anime vibe going, looks like One Piece, 1 in 25 here version. My buddy at work, he was a fan of this one. This one I didn't care for as much, but, it's a different take. I'll give it that. 1 in 25, again, ratio or less. And then there's a 1 in 50 for this one as well. So not a drop dead, like, oh man, I got to have this cover, but still one to watch. High ratio, Power Girl. We'll see what happens. Only one pre-sale so far that I found, and it was for a little over ratio at 60 bucks. Asking prices, however, 55, 90, 75. So we'll see. We'll see where this one goes. I mentioned that Dark X-Men had an incentive coming here. So we got Goblin Queen. It looks a little more like Bewitched, but she's doing some like weird Pilates stretches. I don't know what's going on here, but I figured it fit here. One sold. Pre-sale. Again, this is back in September, so 50 bucks seems kind of high. I think Midtown even still has this one in stock for like 18. And when you look at some of the asking prices, 15, 20. Yes, some highs of like 32. So this one, we'll see where this one falls as well. But it seems to be there are affordable copies if you are interested in this Dark X-Men one. That said, there do not seem to be many affordable copies of this 1 in 50 for Uncanny Avengers. Yes, we're back to Uncanny Avengers #3 yet again, this time an Art Adams Psylocke cover. Should not be surprised, an Art Adams Psylocke cover is going to go for a premium. As soon as you saw this on FOC, you knew it was going to happen. 1 in 50, selling for 60, 65, 85 bucks. Not setting the world on fire yet, but still above those ratio marks. Asking prices right now, though, over 100 bucks. Just over, but still. Double ratio, pretty steep. We'll see if any more come to market, see where that price kind of lands, but that is one to watch again for this week as well. Wrapping us up, I think incentives is our last section, I think. So let's just get right into them. Wrap this up. Some random incentives I just thought were kind of cool, including this Ivan Tao Doom Patrol. I think this is like issue 9 or 7 or something like that. Issue 7. So issue 7, 1 in 25. I don't know. That was kind of a cool cover. Again, prices, nothing to report yet. Captain America is what Captain America issue 2. Samney. I dig it. Classic style. Figured I'd just show it off because I like it. Predator versus Wolverine issue 2. 1 in 25. I dig this Weapon X flying down at the Predator. They got like matching helmets. I kind of like it. It's got a cool like vibe. I like the actual empty airspace in this case because the way the rest of it is laid out helps frame it better. So the fact that it's just high, snowy skies, I don't know. I like it. I also like the 1 in 100, which is this is just the B cover with all the trade dress and whatnot because the 1 in 100 is actually the virgin version of that. So I wanted to show you what it looked like with the trade dress version because you can buy that for cover. But if you want the 1 in 100, there you go. Pretty awesome, too, when you look at it. I mean, it's got a World War II kind of thing going on there. It got tanks in the background. Wolverine fighting a Predator. Can't go wrong, can you? 1 in 100, selling for 85, 135, 150. So it looks like it eked up over ratio as the last month went on. Asking prices on this right now. Whew. 200, 240, 285. Man, some of these 1 in 100 are getting some really high asking prices at pre-sale. Just saying. We're not done yet with these 1 in 100s either. We got a couple others for you. Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant, back to her again. Yeah, we saw a couple other covers, but we have a Peach Momoko. This is the trade dress version. You can get this for cover, but the 1 in 100 is, if you want it, a virgin version. I couldn't find any pre-sales for this one, but there are a couple of asks looking for 150 to 190. Once again, going fishing. Not enough for you? Guess what? We got more. Lots more. Maybe not lots more, but still. I feel like it's going on here forever. Uncanny Spider-Man. Pretty cool look. This is a Rose Besh issue 2 with the trade dress. This is not the incentive. Again, want to show you the trade dress option because you can buy this for cover because the virgin version is cool, but is it this price cool? Copy sold for a little over ratio at $101. So, not too bad, I guess. It's a little above ratio, but asking price, found one, and yeah, they're looking for a double. They're looking for about 200. It is what it is. Oh, we're not done. They're not done. Still got one more. Amazing Spider-Man also has a 1 in 100. This is JR and John Romita Sr. You got Spidey fighting Green Goblin. Pretty cool. This is the trade dress version. Get this for cover. This is the virgin version. 1 in 100. It's Spidey, so there'll be a lot. I believe there's exclusives, so they'll have some copies too, which is probably why this is only selling for 85 up to 130. So still above ratio. Asking prices, well, asking prices run the gamut of 90 to 100, so right around ratio to 150 and 225. Again, people going fishing. And with that, we have one last book, and it is not a 1 in 100, but it is this title. This is another Art Adams for this week. We got 2 arts, and I paid attention to one, but not the other. Art Adams, 1 in 25, Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat cover. Looks like a similar pose. You get that kind of chest up shot that we've gotten out of what Snowbird and Emma Frost had one of these recently. We had a Rogue one just like this recently. It's kind of a familiar portrait kind of vibe going here, but Black Cat selling pretty well, as you might guess. About $30 to $40, $45. So hitting up close to double ratio. Asking prices kind of in that same range where it could be $30 up to 60. We'll see where this one falls. Once again, there'll be plenty of copies available, so don't go too crazy. Don't go getting FOMO. But if you want it, pay what you're comfortable in paying, and don't worry about the rest. If you're comfortable with it, that's what I did with that spoiler Transformer cover or Void Rivals cover. Doesn't matter to me if that goes cheaper next week. What I paid is what I was comfortable in paying for that book at this moment in time. That's it. Doesn't matter what happens after that. I'm not selling it, not reselling it. It was just a copy for me, so it's just going to go in my collection. Doesn't matter. That said, that's all I got. Finally, 50 minutes in. Finally done with this week's rundown. I told you it was a long one. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for hanging in there. Again, I wish I would have gotten this out earlier in the day, but I had to move and watch the Phillies game. Wish they would have won, but not giving up hope yet. There is still tomorrow. Game 7. We'll see what happens. If not, well, I got the Sixers to look forward to. And with that all said, thank you for all the support. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you're enjoying everything here on the channel. Make sure you come back tomorrow I'm going to try to do a Hidden Gems Last Issues to Know. And then Wednesday we will have that live tax show that you should got to go stop by if you want your shot at the Patrick Bateman American Psycho 1 in 10. Like I said, I think it's still on for like $60 right now. So I'm going to give it to you for free because I bought it from the Sumerian site. We put it in our chat 2 weeks ago that they were still available. Those 1 in 10s were still available for $15 a piece. I bought 2. I bought one for myself and one to give away to you guys. So that's what I'm going to do. So come back Wednesday if you want your shot at that book. And with that all said, I will see you all later with some more content. All right.